Hello students, I Yash Santhwani from Shivjyoti Educational Group. I welcome you all to this video lectures of class 11 business studies. Class, I hope you all are safe with your parents at your home. And before moving further to the chapter, I would like to tell you that Shivjyoti is back again with its unique competition named as Shivjyoti Online Champ. And for further details class, you all can log on to our website, that is www.shivjyoti.org. All right, so get back to the topic class. The topics of this the name of the chapter will be private, public and global enterprises. This will be the chapter number 3 of class 11 business studies. So let's move to the topics. The topics are public sector enterprises, then the departmental undertaking, then it's statutory corporations, then it's government companies, then multinational companies or global enterprises, then it's joint ventures, and the last topic will be public private partnership. All right, so get back to the first topic. Let's start with our first topic, that is public sector enterprises. Class, basically the public sector enterprises are those enterprises or those organizations in which the capital contribution has been provided by the central or state government, or you can also say that the capital contribution is provided by them both. Okay, मतलब या तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट कैपिटल कंट्रीब्यूट करेगी या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट करेगी, और या फिर कई कई ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के अंदर दोनों ही मिलकर कंट्रीब्यूशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं. ठीक है. द गवर्नमेंट पार्टिसिपेट्स इन इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी ऑफ द कंट्री थ्रू these enterprises, which means that with the help of these enterprises the government generate revenue for the economic benefit of your country. All right, so let's talk about the features. The features will be capital is contributed by central or state or both governments, as I already told you. And the next will be your public welfare or service is the main objective. So class, their main objective is not to earn profit. The main objective of these organizations is to provide services or provide welfare benefits to the society or to the public of their government. Okay, and the next will be your management and control are in the hands of the government. Obviously class, if the capital contribution has been made by the government itself, it can be central or it can be state or it can be both, then the ownership will be treated as of the government. So the management and controlling department is also handled over by the government itself, and then it is accountable to the public. Class, as the name says that it is a public organization or it is a public sector enterprises, hence all such kind of organizations have to provide their accountability and their financial statements in front of the public, so that it can be said that the government is working on a true and fair basis. There is no fraudulent activities are going on. All right, so this is all about the features. And let's move to the next topic, that is फॉर्म्स ऑफ पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस. कितने वेराइटी हैं हमारे पास में पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस के लिए. So class, we are having three public sector enterprises with us, that are the departmental undertakings, statutory corporations, and then last will be of government companies. So let's get to the first topic with a briefly, that is departmental undertaking. Alright class, so the meaning will be these are established as departments of the ministry and are financed, managed and controlled by either central government or state government. Class, as I told you that it is a part of public sector enterprises, therefore the investment criteria, the capital investment will be done by the state, central or both governments. All right, the examples of departmental undertakings are Indian Railways, Post and Telegraph Departments and others. क्लास, मैं आपको एक चीज़ बताता हूँ. जितने भी हमारे पास में गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, उन सभी को हम लोग डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग्स बोलते हैं. ओके, let's move to the features. First of all, no separate entity Class, no separate entity here, it is means that for each and every activity done by the organization or done by the enterprise, for that particular activity government have to face the consequences, and the government will be held liable for the work which has been done by such enterprises. कोई भी काम अगर होता है इन enterprises के अंदर तो उसके लिए कौन जिम्मेदारी लेता है? गवर्नमेंट लेती है. ओके. So next we are having with us is finance. As I told you that the finance part will be handled by the government itself. Then it is accounting and audit. The government rules relating to audit and accounting are applicable to it. Obviously, if the organization is completely in the hand of the government, then the audit and its accountability is also performed by the government rules and regulation, or as per the government rules and regulations only. The next we are having with us is staffing. Class, all the employees, those who are working in such kind of departmental undertakings, will be considered as government employees. जितने भी लोग यहाँ पे काम करते हैं वो सभी गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज़ माने जाते हैं, और उनकी जो भी सिलेक्शन प्रोसीजर होता है या उनका जो भी स्टाफिंग प्रोसीजर होता है वो भी गवर्नमेंट को ही हैंडल करना होता है. ऑलराइट. So the next we are having with us is accountability. Uh, as again I told you that this is a part of public sector enterprises, therefore all its accountability will have to be provided in front of the public as well. The point is these are accountable to the concerned ministries. Class, for each and every departmental undertaking there is a separate ministry we are having with us. For an example, for the corporate governments we are having Ministry of Corporate Affairs. For the railways we are having the railway Ministry of Railways. For the Indian Post and Telegraph departments we are having the Telecommunication Ministry, and as well. All right. So for each and every department of government or for departmental undertaking there is a separate ministry we are having in a country, and for each of that ministry we are appointing a minister, a selected person of a winning party or winning elected party will assign a minister to that ministry for the welfare of the public. All right. So let's move further. Now we are having with us is merits of departmental undertaking. All right. So the first is it is more effective in achieving the objective laid down by government as it is under the direct control of the गवर्नमेंट. क्लास, ये गवर्नमेंट की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है और इसको गवर्नमेंट ही मैनेज कर रही है, तो जो भी गवर्नमेंट के ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होते हैं उसको बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से कंप्लीट करना, बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से पब्लिक के पास में लेकर जाना, ये सब डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग्स बहुत अच्छे से कर पाता है. नेक्स्ट वी आर हैविंग विद अस इज it is a source of government income as its revenues goes to the government treasury. क्लास, हमारी गवर्नमेंट को भी कई सारी इनकम की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है ताकि पब्लिक के पास में वेलफेयर आ सके. Alright, so such kind of departmental undertakings provide revenue and create revenue and income for the government as well, because all the revenue generated from such departments will be moved to the treasury of the government, moved to the funds of the government. Alright, so the next we are having with us is it is accountable to parliament for all its actions, which ensures proper utilization of funds, which means such kind of departmental undertakings is accountable to the assigned ministry of parliament for all kind of its actions and for all kinds of its decisions which has been mandatory to be taken for the working of such kind of departments. All right. Next we are having with us is it is suitable for activities where secrecy and strict control is required, like defense production. So such kind of departments are very much suitable for the organizations of which the task has to be kept very much in a secret manner. For an example, defense organization. क्लास, हमारे यहाँ पे जो भी डिफेंस का वर्क होता है, मिलिट्री से रिलेटेड जो भी वर्क होता है उसे हमें बहुत ज़्यादा सीक्रेट मैनर में कंडक्ट करना पड़ता है. तो इस वजह से ये डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग्स का एक अलग से डिपार्टमेंट होता है, डिफेंस डिपार्टमेंट, विच इज़ अगेन हैंडल बाय द गवर्नमेंट इटसेल्फ. ठीक है. तो ऐसी सिचुएशंस के लिए भी ये वाला जो वर्किंग क्राइटेरिया है, ये जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है बहुत ही ज़्यादा सूटेबल होती है. सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट से डीमेरिट्स. नाउ द डीमेरिट्स ऑफ डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग्स आर It suffer from interference from ministers and top officials in their working. As I told you class that for every department we are having a separate ministry itself, and all the government officials and the government peoples are involved in its working. So each and every department have to suffer from the interference of the minister and for the involvement of the minister, and sometimes those ministers can pass the wrong decisions for their own welfare in spite of the welfare of the society. So this can be the biggest demerit of this. Then it lacks flexibility which is essential for smooth operation of business. Class, such kind of departments are working at a huge level, therefore its flexibility get decreased, and this can be the demerit for the smooth working of the organization. ठीक है. So the next is it suffers from red tapeism in day to day work. Now red tapeism you can say is corruption. All right. So in each of the available departments, you every each and every employee have to face a lots of corruption, and due to which the the outcome can be so much of not good for the organization. Yeah. So the next we are having with us is these organizations are usually incentive to consumer needs and do not provide goods and adequate service to them. So what does this point states is that the organizations are usually incentive to consumer needs and do not provide goods and adequate services to them. Means such kind of organization is unable to provide the goods and adequate services to the required consumer, जिसको उसकी सर्विस की एक्चुअली रिक्वायरमेंट है वो वहाँ तक नहीं पहुँच पाता है. Alright. Next is such organizations are managed by civil servants and government officials who may not have the necessary expertise and experience in the management. दी इसमें जितने भी और ऑफिशियल्स वर्क कर रहे होते हैं उन लोगों के पास में कोई इतना प्रॉपर एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता है, एंड दे आर नॉट एज मच talented in compared to the private organizations. So this again will be the demerit for the working of the departmental undertakings. So let's move further class. So we are having with us our next topic is statutory corporations. So what is the meaning class? It is established under the special act passed in parliament or state legislative assembly. Its objective, powers and functions are clearly defined in the special act. क्लास स्टैट्यूटरी कॉरपोरेशन जो होती हैं मैं आपको बताऊं, ये कोई ना कोई लॉ जब पास होता है फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट, जब भी कोई कानून हम लोग पास कर देते हैं गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू, तो उस पर्टिकुलर लॉ को फॉलो करने के लिए हम लोग अलग से एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्रिपेयर कर देते हैं, उसको बोला जाता है स्टैट्यूटरी कॉरपोरेशंस. फॉर एन एग्जांपल वी आर हैविंग इनकम टैक्स विद अस, इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट विद अस, which is working as per the income tax act. All right. After that we are having the ICAI, that is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, which is working as per the laws of ICAI Act 1949. तो जितने भी लॉज गवर्नमेंट पास कर देता है, कोई एक अलग से कानून बना देता है और उसके ऊपर अगर एक अलग से हम लोग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्रिपेयर कर देते हैं टू कंडक्ट द एक्टिविटीज़, टू फॉलो द लॉ, तो उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं स्टैट्यूटरी कॉरपोरेशन. An example of this is Unit Trust of India, that is the UTI. Then we are having his Life Insurance Corporation, that is your LIC. So these are the statutory corporations with us. Features we are having with us is it is established under a special act which defines its objectives, powers and functions. As I told you कि अलग से एक लॉ बना दिया जाएगा और उस लॉ में जितनी भी बातें लिखी हुई हैं उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली उसकी वर्किंग करेंगे हम लोग. Then it has a separate legal entity. Of course class, in a statutory corporation they are having this separate legal entity. That means the persons working in those entities are not responsible for any kind of activities that have been performed by the statutory corporations. The next we are having is its management is vested in board of directors appointed or nominated by the गवर्नमेंट. जो भी मैनेजमेंट यहाँ पे वर्क करता है उनका उनका जो भी अपॉइंटमेंट होता है वो पूरा की पूरा गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू ही होता है, और बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स करते हैं, जो जो बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर सिलेक्ट करे जाते हैं गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू. The next is it has its own staff recruited and appointed as per the provisions of the act. उनका अपना एक स्टाफ होता है रिक्रूटमेंट एज पर द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द एक्ट, जितना भी पर्सन उनको रिक्वायर होते हैं. दिस टाइप ऑफ एंटरप्राइज इज यूजुअली इंडिपेंडेंटली फाइनेंस्ड. It obtains funds by borrowing from government or from public or through their earnings. Class, such kind of corporations run by their own earnings. The major funding is from their own earnings as well. But then to be, if there are any kind of requirement for funds, they can get it from the government in the form of borrowed funds, or the government also helps in the form of donations and other kind of benefits. The next we are having is it is not subject to same accounting and audit rules which are applicable to the government department. Class, here the audit rules are not same as per the government departments. They all the activities, for an example of accounting and audit as well, have to be performed as per the act only. That means such activities are also, the audit activities are also performed as per the laws that have been mentioned in the act. So let's move to the merits. Merits is internal autonomy. It enjoys a good deal of autonomy in its day-to-day operations and is free from political interference. Here it is. Here the political interference is not available, as in the same manner it is available in the departmental undertakings, because the working is purely based on the law एंड पूरी तरीके से कानून पे डिपेंड करता है, जो भी उसके अंदर बातें लिखी हुई हैं सब उसके अकॉर्डिंगली होगा, तो मिनिस्टर्स का इतना इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं हो पाता है. Then it is quick decisions. Of course, class, the management is quite you can say intelligent, and the very much experienced also. So the decision making procedure will get easier, and they do not have to follow any kind of hassle procedure for making decisions or for taking decisions. Therefore, the decision can be quickly confirmed, or it can be quickly done. Parliamentary control is there. Their performance is subject to discussion in parliament, which ensures proper use of public money. जो भी इनका डिसीजन लिया जाता है उसको पहले लोग पार्लियामेंट में ऑफकोर्स डिस्कस करते हैं, ताकि आपके जो भी पब्लिक का फंड है उसको प्रॉपर वे में यूज़ करा जा सके. Then it is efficient management. Their directors and top executives are professionals and experts of different fields. That means कि जो भी इनके अंदर मैनेजमेंट होता है क्लास, वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा एफिशिएंट होता है, और वो लोग एक अच्छे प्रोफेशनल क्वालिफिकेशंस के साथ में अपॉइंट करे जाते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज योर डीमेरिट्स. In reality, there is not much operational flexibility. It suffers from lot of political interference. As I told you कि इतना नहीं होता है जितना डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग में, बट थोड़ा बहुत पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस तो होता ही है, और वो एक डीमेरिट बन जाता है. Usually they enjoy monopoly in their field and do not have profit motive, due to which their working turns out to be inefficient, which means class, इन लोगों की बहुत ज़्यादा मोनोपोली होती है, बट और देन ऑल्सो दे डू नॉट हैव दैट मच प्रॉफिट मोटिव, और अगर प्रॉफिट मोटिव नहीं होगा तो किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को चलाना बहुत ही मुश्किल हो जाता है. सो दिस इज अगेन अ डीमेरिट. Where there is dealing with public, rampant corruption exists. Rampant corruption is again a part of corruption class. It is the highest quality of corruption. Thus, public corporation is suitable for undertaking requiring monopoly powers. Example, public utilities. Alright class, so let's talk about its suitability. Such kind of organizations are suitable where there is a requirement of special power under an act. अगर हमें कोई स्पेशल पावर की रिक्वायरमेंट है तो किसी वर्किंग को करने के लिए, उस जगहों पर ये वाली ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जो हैं वो सूटेबल मानी जाती हैं. द एंटरप्राइज रिक्वायर्स अ ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट. अगर हमें लगता है कि कहीं पे कोई कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा होना चाहिए और पब्लिक वेलफेयर के लिए उसको करना भी कंपलसरी है, तो फिर भी ये statutory corporations will be suitable. Let's move further class. The next we are having with us is government companies. Now, a government company is a company in which not less than 51% of the paid up share capital is held by the central government or state government, or jointly by both. Class, you can say that if in any kind of company, if the capital investment of the government, such as the central, state, or both, is more than 51%, then that particular company will be known as गवर्नमेंट कंपनी. अगर किसी भी कंपनी के अंदर 51% से ज़्यादा का कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट का होता है तो उसको गवर्नमेंट कंपनी बोला जाता है. फॉर एन एग्जांपल हिंदुस्तान इंसेक्टिसाइड्स लिमिटेड and Strait Trading Corporation of India, Hindustan Cables Limited and others. The other examples are Bhel and Sale of the India जो है, ठीक है. Then features, it is required to incorporate under Companies Act 1956. इनको अच्छा एक चीज़ मैं आपको बता दूँ, यहाँ पे जितनी भी वर्किंग होगी वो कंपनीज एक्ट 1956 या उसका अपडेटेड वर्जन है जो कि कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 के अकॉर्डिंगली ही करना होगा. यहाँ पे कोई अलग से स्पेशल एक्ट आपको फॉलो नहीं करना है, कंपनीज एक्ट ही फॉलो होगा. तो कंपनीज एक्ट के जो भी फीचर्स होते हैं जैसे कि सेपरेट लीगल एंटिटी वो आ जाएगा. मैनेजमेंट इज रेगुलेटेड बाय द प्रोविजन ऑफ कंपनीज एक्ट. एम्प्लॉय आर रिक्रूटेड एंड अपॉइंटेड एज पर द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस कंटेन्ड इन मेमोरेंडम एंड आर्टिकल ऑफ एसोसिएशन. ऑब्वियसली अगर कंपनीज एक्ट वी आर फॉलोइंग तो फिर जो भी रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस होंगे दैट विल बी फॉलोड एज पर द मेमोरेंडम एंड आर्टिकल ऑफ एसोसिएशन which has been mentioned for the companies. Then the government companies obtain its funds from government shareholdings and other private shareholdings. It can also raise funds from capital market. ये लोग कैपिटल मार्केट से भी पैसा ले सकते हैं, गवर्नमेंट से भी ले सकते हैं, कोई प्राइवेट एंटरप्राइजेस से भी ले सकते हैं. मेनी अदर वेज आर देयर. So let's move further to the merits. It can be easily formed as per the provision of Companies Act. आसानी से इसको बनाया जा सकता है. इट एन्जॉयज ऑटोनॉमी इन मैनेजमेंट डिसीजन. ऑफ कोर्स क्लास यहाँ पे मैनेजमेंट के अंदर डिसीजन लेना बहुत ही ज़्यादा ईजिली हो जाता है बस बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल इज देयर. बट अलॉन्ग विद दैट दी अदर इन्वेस्टर्स आर ऑल्सो देयर जिसका भी मैनेजमेंट पार्ट पे काफ़ी असर होता है. तो फिर डिसीजन कैन बी क्विकली टेकन. These are able to control the market and curb unhealthy business practices. They can easily control the market because the investment is very much at a huge amount of investment is there, and of course the market reach is too much wide because the government is also involved, the other private and entrepreneurs are also there, so they can cover the market very easily. The limitations are it suffer from interference for government officials, minister class. If there is a government investment, then a certain amount of government interference will be there, and that can be the demerit for a company. It invades constitutional responsibility which a company financed by the government should have as it is not directly answerable to parliament. दिस इज़ लाइक एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के ऊपर जो कि फाइनेंस करा जाता है गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू, और इन लोगों को डायरेक्टली ये लोग आंसरेबल नहीं होते हैं पार्लियामेंट के अंदर. तो ये एक डीमेरिट हो जाता है क्योंकि आप पब्लिक का फंड यूज़ कर रहे हैं और आप पार्लियामेंट के अंदर आंसरेबल नहीं है उस चीज़ के लिए, तो दिस कैन बी अ डीमेरिट. द मिनिस्टर्स एंड द अदर इन्वॉल्वमेंट द अदर एम्प्लॉयज ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट कैन यूज़ दैट दीज फंड्स इन देयर ओन मैनर. So this is a demerit. The board usually consists of the politicians and civil servants who are interested more in pleasing their political bosses than in efficient operation of the company. इसमें जो गवर्नमेंट, इसमें कई बार गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स होते हैं, गवर्नमेंट पार्लियामेंट पीपल इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, तो वो लोग अपने बॉसेस को खुश करने में ज़्यादा ध्यान रखते हैं बजाय ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के बेनिफिट के लिए. ठीक है, तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल बेनिफिट नहीं देखते, पर्सनल बेनिफिट पे ज़्यादा ध्यान होता है, तो ये एक डीमेरिट हो जाता है. Let's move further class. This is all about the government companies. Next we are having with us is multinational companies or the global enterprises. You all are aware about with these terms, that is the MNCs जो अभी हम बहुत सी जगहों पर MNCs work कर रहे हैं. First of all let me tell you that multinational companies are those companies those who are having their offices or those who are those who are having their working in more than one country. एक country से ज़्यादा जो भी company work कर रही है उसको आप MNC या मल्टीनेशनल कॉरपोरेशंस कह सकते हैं. इनके फीचर्स में आता है दे आर हैविंग अ वेरी ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट. ऑलराइट, देन इट इज़ इंटरनेशनल ऑपरेशंस. ऑफ कोर्स दे आर वर्किंग अक्रॉस द बाउंड्रीज ऑफ द कंट्री. अब एक कंट्री के में ही सीमित नहीं है, दूसरी कंट्रीज तक भी इनके वर्किंग जाती है. देन वी आर हैविंग इज सेंट्रलाइज कंट्रोल. सर क्लास ऑल ऑफ दीज MNCs all of these MNCs, those who are working in more than one countries, are having a centralized control. मीन्स ये लोग अपना एक पर्टिकुलर कंट्री जो इनकी होम कंट्री होती है उसको ये लोग हेड क्वार्टर्स बना देते हैं और सारी की सारी डिसीजन मेकिंग उन हेड क्वार्टर्स के थ्रू ही होती है. सो दिस इज अ पार्ट ऑफ सेंट्रलाइज कंट्रोल्स. So let's move further to the features. The next is we are having is foreign collaboration. Of course इसके अंदर foreign investment involve होता है. अगर इतने बड़े लेवल पे आप वर्क कर रहे हैं तो उसके अंदर एक ही जने के इन्वेस्टमेंट से पॉसिबिलिटीज़ नहीं है. आपको दूसरी कंट्री में इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है, दूसरी कंट्री में बिजनेस करना है, तो दूसरी कंट्रीज से भी इन्वेस्टमेंट लेना होता है. सो फॉरेन कोलैबोरेशंस आर देयर. Next we are having is advanced technology class. These companies do work on a very advanced technology basis and a very advanced technology system, just because class they have knowledge of each and every aspect. And as a foreign collaboration is also there, so they are aware about the technology, they are aware about the upgradation to be made in the technology. So they are having the best part. The next is product innovation. The MNCs have highly sophisticated research and development departments. These are engaged in developing new products and superior design of existing products, which means they are class if the technology is upgraded, if the capital amount is huge, and if you are doing business in more than one countries, then of course you are having some certain kind of specialized product with you. आपका जो प्रोडक्ट है वो बहुत ज़्यादा इनोवेटिव है, वो बहुत ज़्यादा सोफेस्टिकेटेड है. ठीक है, तो पब्लिक को उस प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड है, इस वजह से ही आप एक कंट्री से ज़्यादा पे वर्क कर रहे हैं. सो दिस इज इट्स फीचर, प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन. उस प्रोडक्ट के अंदर अगर कोई चेंजेस लेकर आने हैं तो वो भी ये लोग तुरंत लेकर आ सकते हैं. Then it is marketing strategies class. Their marketing strategies are very much upgraded and they know how to grab the customers. All right, so the MNCs are aggressive marketing strategies. Their brands are well known and spend huge amounts on advertising and sales promotion. The best examples of these are the mobile companies such as the Oppo and the Vivo. आपको पता है कि ये लोग बहुत ज़्यादा अमाउंट इन्वेस्ट करते हैं इनके एडवर्टाइजमेंट के अंदर. ऑलराइट, let's move further class. The next topic we are having with us is joint ventures. Class, joint ventures are जब दो या दो से ज़्यादा कंपनी साथ में मिलके वर्क करती हैं लेकिन किसी पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट के लिए, तो उस वर्किंग को बोला जाता है जॉइंट वेंचर. एंड एज सून एज दैट प्रोजेक्ट गेट कंप्लीटेड, दिस जॉइंट वेंचर ऑल्सो गेट टू एन एंड. ये जॉइंट वेंचर भी एंड हो जाता है जैसे ही वो प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. राइट, हीरो साइकिल्स ऑफ इंडिया, होंडा मोटर कंपनीज, जापान जॉइंटली स्टैब्लिश हीरो होंडा, these are the companies which are the working under the joint venture system. Now the next is features. Capital is provided jointly of course by the government and the private sector. इसमें भी गवर्नमेंट का आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट हो सकता है, बट इट नॉट कंपलसरी नहीं है ये. मैनेजमेंट में बी इंटरेस्टेड टू द प्राइवेट ऑन्टरप्रीनर्स. मैनेजमेंट जो है वो प्राइवेट ऑन्टरप्रीनर्स के हाथ में ही रहता है. It combines both social and profit objectives. इसमें social objective is also there and the profit objective is also there. It is responsible to the government and the private investors. As I told you that the government can also invest, and but it is not compulsory, so the private investors are also involved in such kind of organizations. So this is all about the features. Now the next we are having with us is public private partnership, that is PPP class. This is the latest form of organizations we are having with us as per the requirement of the entrepreneurs. ये क्या है मैं आपको बताता हूँ. ये पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म और कंपनी फॉर्म का एक कॉम्बिनेशन है जिसके अंदर कुछ फीचर्स आपके पास में पार्टनरशिप के आ जाते हैं और कुछ फीचर्स आपके पास में कंपनी फॉर्म के आ जाते हैं. और एक चीज़ इसमें जो बिगेस्ट अचीवमेंट दे हैव मेड इज़ दैट दे हैव मेड द लाइबिलिटी ऑफ द पार्टनर्स लिमिटेड. ठीक है, जैसे आप जानते हैं कि इसमें देखते हैं इसका मीनिंग एक बार. It means an enterprise in which a project or service is financed and operated through a partnership of government and private enterprises. ठीक है, इसमें गवर्नमेंट और प्राइवेट दोनों ही एंटरप्राइजेज मिलके एक पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म कर लेते हैं. द फीचर्स आर facilitate partnership between public sector and private sector, पर्टेनिंग हाई प्रायोरिटी ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट, जो भी हाई प्रायोरिटी वाले प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं उनको ये लोग टारगेट करते हैं। पब्लिक वेलफेयर एग्जांपल दिल्ली मेट्रो रेलवे कॉरपोरेशन, ठीक है, जैसे कि जो भी पब्लिक वेलफेयर वाली चीज़ें होती हैं जैसे कि दिल्ली मेट्रो रेलवे कॉरपोरेशन आर देयर और दी अदर मेट्रो लाइंस एज वेल, ठीक है। और अभी हम लोगों के पास में एग्जांपल है इसका, राजस्थान के अंदर आपने देखा होगा इन सम ऑफ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड इज़ नाउ इन दी हैंड ऑफ द प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स। गवर्नमेंट और प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स का एक पार्टनरशिप में चल रहा है वो, ठीक है। तो इट इज़ अगेन एग्जांपल जिसको अपन बोलते हैं JVVNL जयपुर विद्युत निगम लिमिटेड और CESC हो गया है, ठीक है। देन इट इज़ शेयरिंग ऑफ रेवेन्यू, रेवेन्यू जो होता है जितनी भी कमाई ये लोग करते हैं वो लोग ये शेयर कर लेते हैं एज पर देयर इन्वेस्टमेंट इन्वॉल्व। ऑलराइट, so this is all about the public private partnership. So this is all about the chapter class, and please stay home and stay safe. And as I told you class that Shivjyoti Educational Group is back again with its online competitions. So please log on to www.shivjyoti.org for further details. And in that you are providing with the daily basis task. You have to complete that task for amazing prizes and for amazing gifts. So please log on to the website, and thank you.